Hello, my name is Ezra McManaman. I'm a chartered engineer working with the Office of Public Works. We are here in the foyer in City Hall. This is a flood relief scheme to provide relief against flooding both from the river and from the tide in the city of Cork and between the city and Enniscarra, and also in the Blackpool and Ballybolan and Commons Road area.
Kevin, you're Managing Director of the McCarthy Insurance Group on South Mall. You've been flooded twice, so as a flood victim, what do you feel about the proposals today?
Well, I've had a very good look at the proposals and they seem to be very doable. It looks quite good, especially in the city centre. They seem to have done a lot of their homework. My big concern would be A, the budget, operating within the time frame, and B, the whole drainage work. Because in the last flood that we just had, in the first instance, the people with flood barriers in the city centre had no problem whatsoever, and on the second night the flood barriers were holding. Unfortunately, it came up the drains, and that's where most of the damage was done. So there'll need to be a big effort and guarantee to the businesses in the city centre that this will work.
O'Callaghan, you're living in a house in Enniscarra and you were previously flooded in 2009. You've looked at the plans. How do you feel about them?
I'm impressed so far. I think it's very constructive. The only query I have is what it's going to cost the state and the taxpayer. And I would hope that, if this goes ahead, that the insurance companies will look favourably upon us in this area, because you cannot get flood insurance in any of the properties in this area now as a result of the flood of 2009.
You were talking there about an embankment near your house.
Yes.
It's 1.2 metres.
I'm just looking at an embankment that's been proposed, and it's 1.2 metres, and I will be talking to the OPW about that. I don't think it's high enough. I think it would want to be bigger.
Scobie, you're a member of the Salmon Anglers, and you've been looking at the whole project today. There's one thing you're particularly concerned about, and that is if the ESB were to flood the plane coming down and your anglers are out there, because if they're not within earshot of the siren by the dam and they're further downstream, they could be in trouble. Is that correct?
That is very correct. It's very necessary to have an early warning system, maybe a text system or something, or people know well in advance. The ESB tend to drop. The ESB tend to let water down in a great flow without warning at times, especially if it's going to rain a couple of days in advance. So we have some sort of idea, but a lot of people wouldn't know that.
James O'Sullivan, you're a well-known Cork businessman and director of the CBA. An awful lot of your members have suffered severely through previous floods, costing them millions. In terms of the insurance, there must be something that can be done to help them out, because they have no cover.
Yeah, I think that we have to look as a business organisation. We have to look with the government and with the powers that be to ensure that we get proper insurance for our businesses in the city centre. In other countries, I think like France, it's part of legislation, part of law that people have to get insurance. So it's something that we have to look at. I think that we're pandering around this for a long time, and it's a problem in Cork. It's not really a problem in Dublin, and I think sooner or later it has to be addressed.